Thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. The VA has a huge backlog. This backlog is not being helped by different calamities within the IT systems and just different technical, aspects of the VA. However, there is a bill that has been introduced that should help to address, hopefully, some of this backlog. I wanted to bring it to your attention here, and if you do support this, then you need to reach out to your congressional member and let them know that you support it. The more of us that speak up on things that we agree with, the more likely it can get through. So this is a news release that came from Senator Maggie, I'm guessing it's Hassan, Hassan, and the headline here is Senator Hassan introduces bipartisan bill to digitize veteran service records and address backlog. So, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. The 2 asks, like always, hit that thumbs up and let the video run. That's what gets this information out to the masses, so that way we can ensure that we can get some sort of action. I really appreciate it. And if you want to support the channel in other ways, consider being a member. That does help the channel, and it does help me to find you quicker in the comments. All right, jumping into it here. Again, the headline, Senator Hassan introduces bipartisan bill to digitize veteran service records and address backlog. Bill builds on, it feels like it's a tongue twister. Bill builds on Senator Hassan's efforts to address records backlog that prevents veterans from receiving benefits. And then it goes on here, U.S. Senators, with an S, Maggie Hassan and James Lankford, earlier this month introduced the Bipartisan Increasing Access to Military Service Records Act. So that's the name of the act, Increasing Access to Military Service Records Act, which would address the backlog of hundreds of thousands of service records requests from veterans and modernize the way in which veterans access their service records. Without access to military service records, veterans and their families cannot access service-related benefits, including medical treatment, unemployment assistance, home loans, student loans, etc. Now, we all know that for compensation, you need to build that nexus, and a lot of times we can find little pieces within our medical records, our service treatment records, that will help us to establish a nexus. So it's important that we're able to get that in a timely fashion. All right, moving on. This legislation would require the Secretary of the Veterans Affairs to establish a portal for maintaining digital records of former members of the armed forces, and to establish an advisory committee regarding the maintenance of those records. Veterans should not be blocked from receiving benefits because of paperwork backlogs at the Department of Defense, VA, or other government agencies, said Senator Hassan. I agree. We need to ensure that veterans are receiving the benefits that they have earned and deserve. This common sense bipartisan bill would modernize the system so that backlogs like this don't happen again. The bipartisan legislation is part of Senator Hassan's ongoing effort to help veterans access their service records more easily. Her office has directly helped Granite State veterans obtain their records, and previously, Senator Hassan helped pass into law bipartisan legislation that requires the U.S. Archive to develop a strategy to eliminate the veteran record backlog. The bill that Senators Hassan and Lankford introduced builds upon that law by requiring the VA to create one easy online portal for veterans to use, so that digital records can be accessed more easily. This sounds fantastic. I would love for that to happen. I would love to be able to go on to a VA portal somewhere and open myself up and find my stuff. That would be great. All right, moving on. Senator Hassan also helped develop and pass into law the PACT Act, which fundamentally reforms and improves how veterans exposed to toxic substances receive health care and benefits from the VA. Last fall, the president signed into law bipartisan legislation introduced by Senator Hassan to strengthen the Solid Start program. through which VA employees contact every veteran 3 times by phone in the first year after the veteran leaves active duty service to check in and help connect these new veterans to VA programs and benefits, which is great. Curious what the conversation entails and how much, I guess, light is being shed on the disability kind of compensation process, what kind of things qualify and so forth. I think that that's important because the way a message is relayed can change how somebody reacts to it. So in any case, it's a good step. I'm glad that they're reaching out. That's good. Additionally, Senator Hassan's bipartisan bill directing the VA to designate 1 week per year as Buddy Check Week, which recently passed, if I remember, to organize outreach events and educate veterans on how to conduct peer wellness checks, was signed into law last year, and it was held October 16th to the 20th for the first time this year. Well, back in 2023. So with that concludes it. Again, it is the Increasing Access to Military Service Records Act. Increasing Access to Military Service Records Act. I will put this in the description of the video so you can reach out to your congressional member and let them know. Remember, there's 1,000 different ways that you can relay this information. What you don't want to do is not say anything. This is the type of stuff. Look, it's already been written up. It's already out there. All you need to do is reach out and say you support it. Or if you don't, I mean, you can not support it too. But stuff like this, I don't think anybody would disagree with. This is a very positive thing, and I think that we need to show our support as a veteran community, as the veteran sphere. And that includes spouses. It includes dependents. The more of us, the better when it comes to reaching out to our congressional members and letting them know that we support legislation. So I think there's 2 ways. The 2 easiest ways to do it is, 1, pick up the phone, call your district office, and let them know that you support the Increasing Access to Military Service Records Act, and tell them why. Tell them that it is a pain to try to order anything and that this needs to be done. And then the other way, if you don't want to talk to anybody, some people don't like talking to people, and that's fine. You can go on the website, and on the website of your congressional district representative, you should find a Contact Us Now or Contact Us section. Typically, there's not going to be an email address, but there'll be kind of a form in which you can type in your name, your information. They'll probably ask you for your zip code to verify that you're in the right district. And then a message section. It might also have a drop down on what you're talking about, what department should say military or veterans in there. You'd want to click that. And then reach out and let them know via essentially email through their website that you support this bill, the Increasing Access to Military Service Records Act. And that's it. Just doing that and multiply that times thousands and thousands, and maybe we can get something done. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.